sound on the last live video. And nobody told me that. One person made a remark, but it didn't seem legit. They just said what happened to the sound. And I happen to have a gurgly voice all of a sudden. So because of that, I thought that they were talking about that. They would have said there's no sound to your video, which would have been really nice. I wouldn't have kept talking. So there is a video right before this one. It has no sound, unfortunately. Hi, welcome to Gypsy Roots Tarot Travel. This is Victoria Violet coming to you live. I will tell you something though. It was very profound, the video that didn't have any sound. As a matter of fact, Spirit was talking about your cross watcher. And talking about the fact that the cross watcher, well, still doesn't want to leave their marriage over there. So obviously some of you are in a third party. But it was talking about the fact that when they do leave, they're not even planning to come to you. They're more concerned about their feelings and their issues that are going on within themselves. Ooh, they're going on within themselves. The cards just wanted to keep on flying out. And it's not really talking about you or talking about what's going to happen once they leave the karmic, if they're coming to you or anything. It wasn't talking about any of that. It was more geared towards themselves, like turning everything inside towards themselves. So what do you say to something like that? So anyway, that was the video. I'm not going to go into it. If it comes out again, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. But for now, let's keep going. 2 cards fell out and I took them. I put the rest back in. Spirit, what is it that you'd like for us to know tonight? Please, guys, if you don't hear any sound coming out, if my voice isn't coming out, please let me know. And periodically, I'll say the same thing to make sure that when people come on, you guys are letting me know if you can't hear me. Spirit, what is it that needs to be shown here today? What would you like to tell us today? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Man, the weather is changing. You can tell. Trees are starting to move. Like there's a lot of breeze through them. And it's colder. And I have shorts on. I got to go take my bath. And I don't know where my hair dryer is. So I may end up going to work with my hair wet. Let's begin. Nothing fell out. Let's begin. Pardon me. And it's going to be a short reading, okay? 30 minutes or less. It says, passion ignited. Passion ignited. So you have ignited passion within somebody. Within somebody, Libra. But hopefully, try not to be coarse. Try not to be coarse. Hopefully it's a kind of igniting that is within their heart, within their soul, and not just within their loins, because then it's a lusting and that's about it. You don't really want that. It's not that you don't want them to lust you. You don't want them to only lust you and not have love for you. Intuition is very prominent. Intuition is very... Hi, honey. Can you hear me okay? Please let me know. Because my last video that was live today, apparently people couldn't hear me and nobody bothered to tell me. I found it out the hard way. Can you hear me, Sandra? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you, Amari. Okay, great. So I'm pulling this card because this card, for whatever reason, about 4 days ago, and I still haven't put it back in. See what it says right there? It says intuition. This is from another deck. Okay? That card stayed behind. I didn't even know it stayed behind. I found it when I was cleaning up. What does that card say? Intuition. So somebody's intuition, their spidey senses is becoming stronger and stronger. Now, whether that's you or whether that's the cross watcher, I don't know yet. But it is talking about spiritual union. So if it's not the cross watcher, and I'm going to be very blunt, If it's not the cross watcher that I'm picking up on, maybe it's a new love that's coming to you, and the spiritual union will be had with them. They too will have equal amounts of intuition or powers of intuition that you do. What else, Spirit? Please and thank you. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today. Makes me happy because I had no idea, none, that it wasn't even working right. Emotional withdrawal. Now I do know that this is talking about the cross watcher. So far what we know is that they have their own set of intuition, and they can feel you too. They may deny it, but they can feel you too. They do want the spiritual union, or at least the spiritual union has come to become very important, very prevalent, meaning they know it, they feel it too. But they're emotionally withdrawing from you. Hopefully they're not playing tricks, because this is just getting to the point of being ridiculous. No, I normally sleep, because right now the shift that I took is overnight, so all I've been doing is sleeping. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate it, Sandra. I hope you guys had a good weekend yourselves. And FYI, Spirit likes to throw multiple cards at me lately. So we're taking this. There's heartache and loss. I don't think it's a you thing. They're feeling heartache and loss right now. That's why they're emotionally withdrawn. They feel like they've been sacrificed, or there's a sacrifice going on concerning them or around them. Their third eye chakra is opening up, though. Look at that. It is opening up. That's a good thing. And solar plex chakra is opening up as well. So God is working on them, my friends. God is working on these people. What else, please? Okay. What? Look at this. 3 chakras so far that are being worked on out of the 7 that are crucial. The third eye chakra that I showed you, the solar plex chakra, and then the throat chakra. Now, the throat chakra to me is important because it doesn't matter what you're feeling or thinking. If you can't express it, then there's no use. Okay, so the throat chakra is very important. What else, Spirit? I've been feeling really sluggish because, well, everything is about trying to... What card do I want? Everything is about trying to balance with having no rest. So I apologize if the readings haven't been coming as consistent. That's why I did the one reading and I ended up... Thank you. That's why I ended up doing a reading earlier, but it didn't work out. Wisdom is trying to come upon this person. Now, I'm going to say something, and again, don't shoot the messenger. Wisdom is not the same thing as knowledge. Wisdom comes very hard. It's not something easily done, and you can't buy it. You can buy a title. You can buy education. Because people can, you know, be teachers' pets. Excuse me. And things like that. But you cannot buy wisdom. Wisdom comes through being tested, trial and error, learning from your mistakes. Another chakra, crown chakra. Crown chakra. Didn't we have the... Oh, that was the third eye. Yep. I'm telling you. Jesus is awakening this person. Yes, I do like cars. Solitude. Solitude. So we already saw... Pardon me, all of a sudden, I got a cough out of nowhere. So they're emotionally withdrawn and they are in solitude. Oh, okay, there's not a space there, sir. There's not a space there. Okay, somebody parked right next to me, but there's not a space there. What else can you tell us? And I always tell you guys, when I'm interrupted... Thank you. When I'm interrupted, there's always something that needs to be heard in my videos, in my messages. What else, Spirit? So these cards are 3, 5, 6, and 7. So there is a succession there. There's a succession that's going on. And the only thing I can tell you is that Spirit is working on this person. Spirit is working on this person. And if I look down, I have 1, 2, 3. Only thing that's missing is the 4. Yep, I have 1, 2, 3. And then what's missing is the 4. Interesting. Interesting, guys. All right, anything else, Spirit? So Spirit is working on this person, whether they like it or not. Well, it's just like a cat when you put them in water, right? To bathe them. They don't like it. But it still happens. It still happens. No, I'm not taking them, Spirit. I am training a new guide. They are angels. Some angels, and just to let y'all know how my angels work with me. The archangels, sometimes they're coming in and they're the ones that are talking to me. And then at other times, people that have passed away, that have successfully graduated their portion of going back home, and they're being trained as angels, right? These messengers, sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're silly. Right now, I got one that throws 3 cards at a time, 5 cards at a time at me. And when I got upset the other day and I said, you know, Archangel Michael, look what you gave me. He said, train him. So I'm training him. Recognition and reward on your side. Either that's by this person that has gotten away and going into solitude, or maybe it'll be at work. Let's see what else. Woo! Financial and material changes are on their way. Financial and material changes are on their way to you. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else, Spirit? Awareness. It's all about awakening, guys. It's all about the awakening. This person, whether they like it or not, they're having a crash course on ascension. I'm telling you what, that's what I'm seeing. You don't gain wisdom overnight. You just don't. I wish you could, because I think I would have gained it when I was 15. And you can go backwards, believe it or not. You can put yourself in a downward spiral. Rejoice in celebration. You soon will be celebrating something, but I feel like those are your accomplishments, Libra, and nothing to do with the cross watcher. Anything else, please, and thank you, because I want to move on. So something is coming to you while the other person that we're talking about is under a lot of discernment at this time, because they're working on them. Super, super duper working on them. You have to have a firm foundation. They have to have a firm foundation. Do you see where the foundation is? For me, when I see this card, I always call it, you know, remember are you yellow? You all remember that term? Are you yellow? Are you yellow? So again, firm foundation comes with a spine. Because remember what they call people that are always scared? Are you spineless? Are you spineless? Right? So going into the shadow. They're going into the shadow. This time they're going to have to do the work. I'm always reminded of the movie Arthur. The real one. The original Arthur. With Dudley Moore. And Liza Minnelli is in there. And the butler knocks on her door. She opens it and she says, why are you doing this? And he said, oh, you know, this dress, that's nothing. This is a tie you will not be able to steal. This is a tie you must earn. Because in the beginning of the movie, Dudley Moore meets her because she's coming out of a store and she stole a tie. Ends up she stole the tie for her dad because she didn't have money to buy him a present for his birthday. But that's how she meets Dudley Moore. So that's this man Dudley Moore is being forced to marry somebody named Linda. And Linda has money just like Dudley Moore. So that's why Linda was chosen by the family to marry Dudley Moore. But meanwhile, the butler, loving Dudley Moore's character, he buys the dress, the cocktail dress for her to go to the engagement party. And so he tells her, this is a tie you cannot steal. This is a tie you have to earn. Same way that I feel that God has been telling this cross watcher for at least 6 months now. This is a tie you have to earn. You cannot steal this tie. Wisdom, knowledge, discernment, awareness, all the chakras opening and being aligned. These are ties that this cross watcher has not been able to just take. There's no cookie cutter. There's no cutting corners. There's only one way to go through it. And that is the hardest thing, I think, for a lot of us. We don't like to go through it. The pain, the suffering, whatever it takes in order to get through what we need to do. In this instance, growing up. Suffering in silence. They're going through it. I'm telling you, they're going through a storm. It's more like a shit show. They're going through it with their shadow side. What's going to come out, Libra? I called God Libra. Spirit, what is going to come out of all of this, please? What is the outcome of them going into the shadow and working? Excuse me. They gain power. They gain power, strength. Anytime we go through it, we actually do what God wants us to do. We're strengthened by all of the woes. We're strengthened by all the things that we go through because we learn from it. We grow from it. Comes another person to bother me. And there will be a transformation. There cannot be a transformation otherwise. There just can't. There cannot be a transformation without the work. Foundation and achievements. Again, for do that with, I'm always saying that people that haven't grown spiritually or otherwise, it's like you can do the work for them. They have to experience it themselves. It's just like your children. You want to shelter them because you love them. But sometimes you can shelter them to the point to where they don't learn important life lessons and they end up in jail or prison very, very, very early in life. Because you shelter them too much. This is God's way of saying, you didn't do the work. You didn't do the work. So now we're making you do the work all at once. Can you imagine a kid that's failing math? They got a D. There's 2 months left before graduation. They're not going to graduate like that. So the teacher says, okay, I'll work with you, parent. But your kid is going to have to more than double up on all the homework plus the work in school. And if they can bring up their grade to at least a C, you know what I'm saying? Then we can go ahead and talk graduation. If they cannot bring their D to at least a C, there's no graduation. So again, this is what they're going through. Truths. There are truths that you need to know that are not being told to you by this cross watcher. There are truths that this cross watcher needs to come to terms with because it's not falling apart. In their life, they don't need help. There'll be a triumph here with this person. Memories of love. There'll be a triumph. There'll be a triumph. But not before this person goes through the shadows. Their shadow side, my God. I'm going to say this, and when I was a youth, man, my shadow side was tremendous. If I would have known then what I know now, it wouldn't have been so hard that I knew nothing. So I was a teenager going into young adult, 19 to 23. Hell on wheels. I didn't want to listen to anything because in my opinion, and I've always been this overly opinionated person because I'm a Libra, if you're going to show me by demonstration what I should be and you're all fucked up, your life is all ate up, I'm not listening to your happy ass. Next. So I get it. But when I look down and when I'm feeling all these energies coming off of these cards, they're shadow side is kicking my shadow side's ass from when I was a youth. And this person's not even a kid. So they've never done any of the work. Now do you understand why Christ, why Jesus, why Source is saying, okay, well, you got to grow up now. Gotta grow up now. Gotta grow up. You want to graduate? Okay, let's do the math. Let's do the math. Come on. Got a lot of homework to do. You don't want to do it? That's okay. You don't have to graduate. You don't have to graduate. It's up to you. Yep. It sucks to be him or her. But yeah, they do the work. You can have a good person comes towards you at the end of this rainbow. That is a lot better than what you found them in. Right now, they're a hot mess and not good for you. Moving on. Moving on. Oh my God. All of a sudden, I had a tickle in the back of my throat. Didn't want to talk. Moving on. What does that mean, moving on, please? So there's memories of a past love and moving on. Memories of a past love and moving on? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Have patience. Is that for you, Libra? Who has to have patience, please? And the light is fading fast. They have mental conflict. A lot of mental conflict. Like I said, guys, this person is going through it. Now it's the sacral chakra. God is working on every aspect of this person's life. If they don't come out changed, then that's because they don't want to change. How about that? Okay? Anything else you'd like to clarify for us, please? And thank you, Spirit. I'm grateful to you for all the messages for today. I'm grateful that people can hear my voice. Fall is of great importance at this time. So fall is of great importance for this reading in this person's life. Anything else? And Libra, November, you will see something as well. In November, and see the double ones. In November, it'll be something that is coming towards you. Some kind of change, Libra. That's the Libra Queen. Ooh. Yep, there is a new love that's starting as early as November. What else, please, and thank you? There's tears because there's a termination happening right now. There's a shit ton of resentment. Be careful you don't get stuck in that crossfire. Because even when people don't hate us, if they're hating on somebody else, if they're having a hard time with someone else, they can still take it out on us. So be careful you don't get stuck in that crossfire. And again, the Strength card. Again, you have to be solid. You have to be strong. So they have to be strong and solid with what they're going through. You have to be strong and solid with knowing that they're going through something. What else, Spirit? Now, again, this is a general reading. It's not a one-to-one reading. So you can take it or leave it. It may or may not resonate with you. You have free will. Money is coming. Change in money. The Ace of Coins. Time will tell. Time will tell how all of this ends up. This person is very young for their age. You know, we have a 21-year-old that is an old soul and they act like they're 40. And then you have a 21-year-old that acts like a 16. You have a cross watcher that may be middle-aged, but they act like a child. And sometimes that happens. Wisdom is not the same thing as book smarts and intelligence, okay? It's just not. And we are talking about a man. We're talking about a man. This person acts like a child. Are they going to grow up, Spirit? Is this person going to grow up, yes or no? Oh, Jesus. They're going to grow up. They want a new start. Here's the Fate card. They want a new start. Are you sure? Okay. They're like, look at the card again. Because I was like, what does the 7 of coins have to do with anything? But see, the growth is right there. Spirit, can the Libra Collective Cross Watcher? Can the Libra Collective trust the Cross Watcher? Yeah, they're wanting a long-term relationship. They are wanting a long-term relationship. Are they going to grow up, though? I don't know about you, but I don't want a baby. It's like okay. I don't have to raise them. I raised 3 kids. That was hard enough. Yeah. Once their money straightens out, I think they'll stop acting so childish as well. Their money doesn't seem to be flowing very well right now. Ooh, Jesus. Help. Queen of Cups keeps coming out in your readings lately. 7 of Cups, dreamy, dreamy energy. But right now, there's stagnation and they're feeling stuck. We all know that they need to grow up. Spirit is putting their feet to the fire. They're being tested right now, big time. I'm telling you, this is the Knight of Swords with the month of October. But that's a knight. They need to grow up. Spirit, are they going to become a king at the least? Will this person become a king at the least? If they can't be the emperor, will they at least graduate to being the king? Heavenly Lord, what was that all about? God, I don't even know where it went. It was the King of Swords. I think it was the King of Swords. Let's see. Yep, it was the King of Swords. They are going to grow up, Libra. They are going to grow up. But it's going to take time. And right now, Jesus is putting them through it. And for those that think that Jesus is all about love and only love, you got to remember. Yeah, it got dark real fast. You got to remember what happened in the temple. Jesus isn't always about love and kindness. Jesus is about judgment. Jesus is about justice. So they're putting these people, these cross watchers, they're putting their feet to the fire right now. It's like you need to grow up. The good part is this. As bad as these people are, they're going through things, etc. I will tell you that lately they have been praying out to the great I am. They have been praying to God for help. So my prayer for them is that they don't only pray, but that they heed the advice of Creator and walk forward with both feet. Like, have you ever, what's coming to my mind is, have you ever seen those shows that show people walking on coals with their bare feet and their feet don't get burnt? Well, at least not, they get a little scorched, but they don't get real burnt. Well, that's what God's trying to do to this person. He's trying to get them to almost put this in with that. That's not even the same. It's not the same card deck. God is trying to get these people to elevate. So I'm going to close with this. In the metaphysics, we've been talking about the new earth, the new earth, the new earth, the new earth. A lot of people in the metaphysics, spiritual community were under the persuasion that because there's so many planets that have been found lately, that literally we were going to have a splitting of consciousness as well as peoples. The people that would not graduate, that they just didn't want to change, or couldn't change, they were going to be taken to a new, they were going to be left on the old earth. And the other people were going to be taken to the new earth. I really do believe that that's still happening and that it's happening as we speak. But what I am stepping out on a limb and talking to you about right now is the new earth is dimensions. It's not necessarily we're all getting on a spaceship and being taken somewhere else. It's that dimension-wise, we're growing and those people stay in another dimension. So the timelines change to where if they don't do the work and they don't grow up and they don't change, you never see them again because they're in a different timeline than you. But you elevate and escalate and you more than graduate, and then you go on to become an ascended master yourself one day soon. You know, as you go back to creator, your graduation is that you become an ascended master, like Jesus and like Buddha and everybody else like that. But the folks that are going to refuse the direction that Source has to give them, that Christ has to give them, they refuse to do the work, they're going to a different timeline. They're staying, but they're pushed into the same timeline with others that will not grow, that don't heed the warning, that no matter what God tells them to do, they don't do it. So it remains to be seen whether this person is going to elevate all the way and finally graduate from the life lesson that they're in, or they're going to remain there. I hope that I was able to make myself understood where the new earth is concerned. You can't do the work for people as much as you love them. You have to let them work on their own selves. And then the last thing I want to say is, this has come to a time now where you've got to love on yourself. No matter how much love and understanding you try to lend to the people that you love, cross-watchers, etc., loved ones in general, it's come a time when you have to split. If they cannot do the work and they cannot work on themselves, and you know full well that being with that person means you got to go backwards. Let's just use an example. Let's say that a person has elevated to the 8th dimension and the person they love is still in the 3rd dimension. If they don't do the work, you go back to be with them and you're going through all these topsy-turvy energies with them, then you didn't elevate, you de-escalated, you devalued yourself, because you didn't remain in that energy hoping that they would one day meet you. You went down to meet them, so you don't get to graduate. It's as simple as that. It's harsh, I know. I don't make the rules, I just abide by them. So with that said, I hope that was something that was relatable, understandable. I wish I could give you something different, but times are hard right now. With all the wars throughout the world that people don't really want to talk about, but it's happening. They're happening for a reason. There's a lot of disruptive energy coming about because change in and of itself is trying to occur, okay? Thank you. So again, you know, this has been a heavy message, but it's one that Spirit wanted me to present. And there's got to be a disconnecting to the old and connection to the new, bridging that gap for yourself and hoping that you meet everybody on the other side. If they don't have any tools that they use in their toolbox and they refuse, like mules, to move, then that's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can do about that except mourn them for a little while and then keep it moving. Just keep moving, because God wants to gather his people to one side that are graduating, that did the work. And then those that didn't want to do the homework, well, they remain with a D, or some of them will end up with an F, and we'll have to do a whole different batch of work that is unrelated, because it's almost like putting them into camp to reprogram, because they're just not learning the lesson. Love you guys. I do have to let you go. My clothes is in the dryer. I have to go get it out and go off to work, because we all have to pay our bills. I am only, I don't know why, but everything is inching right now on the hours. They're not giving me my hours for my videos quickly anymore. So I would really graduate. I was gonna say I would really graduate. I would really be grateful if you watch my videos in its entirety, so that way my hours can go up, and sharing is caring. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you've never been here before, I do curse. That's probably not going to change. Much love and light to you. See y'all tomorrow morning. Bye. Thank you for stopping by.